All right, Marty's still studying away, but welcome to the show. He's Marty Mad Dog Murphy. I'm Matt LaMadeline, and welcome to Sports Talk. Please give us a call, if you will, at 203-753-7593, or, maybe you're watching us live on YouTube, which I still love.
Yep.
Passing the word out there,
Yep.
Just type Sky, S-K-Y-E, then Cable 13, and then Sports Talk in your search bar, and you can watch us live right now, or all the past shows since what, November? Since we've been back in November, right?
November.
Yeah, wow, we've been back for a few months already. Marty, what's going on? Anything good?
Just keeping up on what's going on.
Yeah.
Had some NFL trades.
Oh, yeah, NFL trades. I guess baseball's going to start on time, like you were saying.
Well, not on time, but close enough. I mean,
a couple of days late.
7 days late.
Yeah. And they're actually, well, not only that, they're actually, I actually have been getting Yankee scores on my phone, so they're actually playing.
Yeah, they're playing exhibition games right now, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I know you're psyched, and I will be happy once we get over the April hump of baseball, but, I'll be happy that they're back, of course.
Well, I can't wait for the yard coach to start and the bees. I mean, that's where I'll take my grandkids to because it's where I can afford to go.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. So, Marty, I'm sorry, you touched on the NFL trade. We might as well go there because we got a ton of basketball to talk about. The tournament's been great so far.
Deshaun Watson traded to Cleveland.
Yeah, I knew he was going to end up somewhere else anyways because...
They traded 3 first-round picks.
Oh, I saw it. That's crazy.
A third-round pick.
I saw like
a fourth-round pick.
Right.
And a sixth-round pick.
Oh, God, 6 picks.
And they signed him to a $230 million contract. And best part about it is, if the NFL suspends him, his penalty could be no more than $250,000. Cleveland will pick up the rest of the penalty.
Oh, jeez. Well, anyway, I think he's a great athlete, or a very good athlete. But I'll tell you what, man, that guy better stay out of trouble because I know everything's been wiped clean, right?
He's been wiped clean criminally.
Criminally, right?
I mean, you have these civil suits, which you don't need as much proof in order to win a civil suit. So
right,
he's probably going to end up paying.
Yeah. And
from what I understand, those girls weren't from a reputable place, so it could be they were just the name, the money they were looking at.
Okay. All right, but there was many counts.
Yeah, there was many of them, though.
There's many counts and many girls. Yeah. So I think he's guilty of something, but we don't know that.
Well, here's the best way to put it: was it consensual? And he didn't give them enough money, and that's why they did it. You never know.
Anyways, Deshaun Watson is now with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
That means that Baker Mayfield's got to end up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's one place he's not ending up.
Where's that?
He's not going to end up with the Colts.
Okay.
Colts traded with Atlanta for Matty Ice.
Oh, I didn't know
Matty Ice to the Colts.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. Well, I like Matty Ice a lot.
So that means right now, if you look at the AFC, and you look at the quarterbacks in the AFC, compared to the quarterbacks in the NFC, right now you know one thing: you either got Stafford,
Tom Brady,
or crybaby who loses 5 championship games and thinks he's a superstar, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's got, he's got his money and he got what he wanted.
Yeah. Hey, no, he doesn't.
Wow.
I mean, his wide receiver that he wanted said, told Green Bay, kiss my butt, I don't want to play.
Well, you know what? And I'm happy because Devontae Adams was now a Oakland Raider.
Yeah.
Well,
a Las Vegas Raider.
Las Vegas Raider.
But you look at the AFC now for their quarterback. You have.
Well, the West alone has Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Herbert, and Carr in that same division.
Yeah. In the North now you have
Trubisky.
Burrows.
Burrows, Trubisky for the Steelers.
You have Ryan. Oh, wait, no.
Well, Ryan's with the Colts.
No, you have Deshaun Watson with Cleveland.
Right.
Lamar Jackson.
Right.
So 3 out of the 4 are legitimate good great quarterbacks.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you got Trubisky.
Well, I don't know that Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson even are great quarterbacks. Are they good quarterbacks? Yeah.
They're franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They are
Well,
that good.
that's the thing. You know,
I mean,
we'll see.
everybody's questioning Deshaun Watson if he still can be. He was before he missed all of last year.
He absolutely
So
was.
You have to wonder if that year off, and being how young he is, I think the year off helped him instead of hurt him because it's 1 year his body wasn't beat up.
Well, that's true. I mean, look at Gronk took a year off. He came back
Yeah,
and he was.
and I mean, what now? Instead of being 24 last year, if he played last year, now he's playing. He's a year old. He's 25. He's still a kid.
Yeah.
He's still in his prime.
Right. Well, you know what? We'll
Same
see
thing with Jackson.
We'll see
He's
if
still in his
anybody
prime.
can win with the Browns, though. That's the thing. They had the whole team, and Baker Mayfield couldn't win because he was too busy being a spokesperson for Home Depot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now let's wait and see if anybody can truly win with the Browns.
So now let's see. Mayfield. You got to figure Mayfield's going.
Oh yeah, he's going somewhere. He's not going to ride the pine.
And everybody's already saying Cleveland's going to have to. I'll give you Mayfield and a pick. Give me something.
Yeah.
Because what the Colts gave up for Ryan.
Okay, what they gave up?
A 3rd round pick.
Okay.
Tells you that Baker's not as good as Ryan. So that means he doesn't even deserve a 3rd round pick.
Right.
So if you want higher than a 3rd round pick, you're going to have to give. You have to give a pick on top.
Well, the bottom
Give
line
it the
is
late
this.
round pick.
I hope Matty Ice finds a way to win with the Colts because I know he got to the Super Bowl with the Falcons. To me, a very, very good quarterback, just never got over the hump, and it'd be a shame to see him just kind of ride out there with and now he's doing commercials with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Ice-T, and I mean Matty Ice is becoming a celebrity.
Yeah. And well, you got Garoppolo doing Subway commercials now.
I saw that too.
No, that's it. And,
well, Garoppolo's going to go play for somebody else too, right?
Washington got Carson Wentz.
Yeah, we got Carson Wentz, right. So the quarterbacks are bouncing all over the place. I saw Khalil Mack is actually playing for the Chargers now too. He's come over to back to the West.
Yeah.
So a lot of good names bouncing all over the NFL, and they will continue to. Let's face it.
And if you look at teams that need quarterbacks right now, if you're trying to figure out where would Mayfield hang up, you have Seattle.
Seattle needs a quarterback, right? Yeah.
You could say Houston, unless they're happy with who played last year.
Yeah, right.
I forget who it was offhand.
Yeah.
You have New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah. Although I think they're going to go with Jameson Winston this
I don't
year.
know if they brought him back or not.
Yeah, I don't know yet.
I think Carolina's still looking for quarterback.
Yeah, probably, yeah. There's a lot of teams looking for quarterbacks.
And one of the jokes is San Francisco because they're saying San Francisco's looking to deal Garoppolo.
Right.
So if they deal Garoppolo, they're going to be looking for a quarterback.
Right.
Would they want to put a flyer out on
Mayfield.
On Mayfield.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Mayfield has done nothing with Cleveland, so we'll see. I mean, he had all the weapons in the world too. To me, I don't know. And the Browns would always get off to hot starts and then never do anything. So it's going to be interesting, especially in that division now that the Cincinnati's as good as they are with Burrows. It's going to be interesting.
And they just signed 2 big name offensive linemen to protect them.
Well, that's what you need. Look at how Brady is still alive and kicking in the NFL because he's been protected his whole career.
Yeah, but I mean Burrows got killed last year, and he still took him to the Super Bowl.
Right, he still went to the Super Bowl. All right, Marty, listen, we need to go to the brackets, but I'll tell you what, the UConn women are playing tonight, right?
Tonight at 9 o'clock.
Tonight at 9 o'clock, they won their first game easily over Mercer.
Yep.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean,
83-38, I think I saw.
And they outscored them in the third quarter, 17-0.
Wow.
They didn't give up a point in the third quarter.
Marty, I never even heard of Mercer. That goes to prove that there's not 68 good teams in the women's bracket. There just isn't. And I would argue that there's not 68 good teams in the men's bracket either. But whatever. You know, I mean, these are what the tournament are. We talked about it. It's money for the school. It's recognition for the school. What's the women's bracket looking like right now? I mean, did you put one together or no?
No, I didn't get to get it all put together, but I mean.
Well, UConn, if they continue to win, who are they up against?
They have UCF, who they've beaten 13 times in a row from being in the AAC.
Right. I was going to say a former AAC foe.
Yeah.
If you want to call them a foe.
Like I said, I didn't get a chance to get this all filled out because I don't have ESPN, so it's hard to get everything.
That's right.
So
hopefully they'll win tonight.
If they get to the Final Four.
Yes. And
the bracket stays true where the high seeds get there, you would have them going up against NC State.
Okay.
It would be NC State, UConn, one against two in the Elite.
That's right. In Bridgeport.
In the Elite Eight.
Okay. At the former Webster Bank Arena, which I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called now.
It's called something else. I saw.
And
that.
you have, like I said, if you say 1-2's going across the board with the women, you would have Stanford against Texas.
Yeah.
South Carolina against Iowa, and Louisville against Baylor.
Okay. All right. Well, the men's bracket has done nothing but stay true. I mean, but no, I said that wrong. Has not stayed true to anything. Although the Gonzaga bracket is still intact. With Gonzaga, the number 1 seed playing Arkansas, the number 4 seed,
and 2 playing 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and Duke number 2 playing number 3 Texas Tech. That is the only bracket that has stayed true to form. And unfortunately, UConn got knocked out in day 1.
Yeah, and I had them beating New Mexico State.
Yeah, so did I. I actually had them winning 2 games, Marty.
Yeah, I had them losing to Gonzaga.
Yeah, it's a real shame because I'll tell you what, they win 1 game in the Big East tournament and then they bow out. So say 2 and out there and then 1 and out and then in the dance. It's a very disappointing end to what I thought was a very good season.
Yes.
It's just a shame because, I'm not, and there's nothing against New Mexico State. I mean, they were the WAC champion or something like that.
And I mean, they ended up doing the over on points between 2 teams. The over under was 131.
Yeah.
And everybody was was betting the under because both the UConn and New Mexico are known for their defense.
Yes.
So and I don't think either one of them really gave up much over 60 points away.
Right.
In a game.
Yeah. And UConn gave up 70.
And they ended up giving it was 70 to 65 or something.
Yeah.
So they ended up going just over.
Yeah, it's too bad because I made a note of all the upsets and everything else. And in day 1, we talked about this. The teams I was rooting for was UConn, Yale, and Vermont. And by what, 9 o'clock, I think it was?
Yeah.
All 3 of my teams were out. And I'll tell you what, the biggest upset of all, though, how about number 2 Kentucky getting knocked out by number 15 St. Peter's?
Yep.
And then St. Peter's goes on and beats number 7 Murray State as well.
Yeah, and now they're gonna go on and beat Purdue.
I know that's Marty's prediction. I have a legit bracket out there. Well, what's left of it, and so I cannot change anything. But I have what did I say? I have 9 of 16 teams left, Marty. It's awful.
Have you lost your national championship team yet?
No, that's the one thing is I chose Villanova because everybody else had Gonzaga and Baylor and everything else. So I'm still alive to the Final Four with Gonzaga against Nova and then Nova winning it all. I had Baylor, they're out.
Yeah,
I had Wisconsin, they're out.
And that guarantees that you won't have a repeat national champion because they won the national championship last year.
Correct. And Baylor actually lost, was it last night? Yeah, they lost. No, they lost Saturday in a great game against number 8 UNC. And overtime lost 93 to 86. And I'll tell you what, Marty, I've watched so much hoops and boy, some great games. I know that you only have CBS, so you're not catching the other 3 games that are going on at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, CBS has been showing the early games, where the late games are being showed on TBS.
Yes, yes.
Or True TV.
Yeah,
or,
True TV, TNT, TBS, and CBS.
Yeah.
Now they're down to what? 4 games a night, so, it won't be so many. There'll be,
Right.
CBS will probably have 2, and I forget how they do it, but I love the fact that every game is on now. They stagger them so you could watch every game if you wanted to. If one game's a blowout, then you turn to another one. I mean, last night I was up till easily 11 o'clock.
Well, I know the Arizona game didn't end left at 1, right around.
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance. I mean, I barely flipped that thing on, and I was, and I was out. But Marty, the upsets are just unbelievable. I had to write them down as they were going on. Look, we already said, number 15, St. Peter's with a win over not only number 2 Kentucky, but number 7 Murray State. Notre Dame, not only they came in, they played in for the 11th seed. They played in, they beat Rutgers, then they beat number 6 Alabama. They played very well, but they lost to who did they lose to the other day? Texas Tech.
Yeah, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. So Notre Dame played very well.
I have Texas Tech beating Duke.
Okay.
Say goodnight, Mike K. You're all done.
And then we talked about number 1 going down, Baylor. On number 3, Wisconsin went down to Iowa State, who have won 2 games as a number 11 seed as well.
Yeah, they knocked off Wisconsin too.
Yep, they've knocked off LSU and Wisconsin. Number 10, Miami is still alive. They've knocked off number 2, Auburn, and number 7, USC.
Yeah. I had Auburn winning it all, so I lost one of my teams.
Okay. Now, Marty, that was one of the games you and I were talking about earlier, a Sweet 16 matchup between number 11, Iowa State, and number 10, Miami.
Yes.
Who would ever put that in their bracket?
I don't know, but I got Iowa State beating Miami.
Okay, and then you have Iowa State going on.
I have Iowa State beating Providence.
Okay, so going on to the Final Four.
Going on to the Final Four, I have Iowa State playing Villanova.
Okay.
Beating Villanova.
Wow. So Iowa State as the national champions?
No.
Okay.
I have St. Pete.
Yeah.
Knocking off NC State. NC, North Carolina. I have.
Hey, you know what? As crazy as this sounds, it's been a crazy, crazy tournament. Go ahead, Marty.
And then I have TC knocking off Gonzaga.
Okay.
So Final Four of TC against Texas Tech against St. Pete. I got St. Pete beating Texas Tech to be in the championship game. And St. Pete beating Iowa State to win the national championship. 15 seeds finally wins the national championship.
Hey, but let me tell you what. When I was looking at Marty's bracket before, I thought he was talking about the championship game being played in St. Pete, and I'm thinking to myself, no, it's New Orleans, isn't it? And I said, oh my God, St. Peter's. But what are you gonna do? Hey, this is what makes the tournament incredible.
You watch those kids are playing with house money.
Yeah.
And they're just out there having fun, and they're not missing shots.
No. You know what? It's amazing. I did not see. I think I caught the very end of the upset over at Kentucky, but I watched them beat. Who did they beat? We were just talking about Murray State.
Yeah.
I watched them beat Murray State the other day, and I was like, wow, this team is.
Yeah, they are.
You know what? They are gelling at the right time.
I watched them knock off Kentucky, and I'm saying to myself, these kids are for real.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you this year really, if you look at the schedule, at the records of all the teams,
yeah,
there really hasn't been one major dominant team in the men.
I agree with you. Marty, another team we failed to mention was number 11, Michigan, has knocked out number 3, Tennessee, and number 6, Colorado as well. So, I mean,
Yeah, I had them losing to Villanova.
Okay. So they have a Sweet 16 matchup against Villanova.
Yes.
Anyways, Thursday and Friday. So basically, the number 1 seeds are all alive and kicking still, right?
Yeah, I have
Kansas.
No,
I'm sorry. Baylor's out.
Yeah, I have Houston beating Arizona to get to the Elite Eight.
Okay, and then losing to Villanova.
Then losing to Villanova.
Okay. Like I said, I still have Gonzaga and Villanova. That's it for my Final Four. And they're playing each other, so I have Nova winning it all, Marty.
Yeah. Well, if you look at my bracket right now, and I filled it all out, so I can't change it now.
Yeah.
I do not have a number 1 in the Final Four.
Okay. Well, Villanova's a number 2, so I have a number 2 seed winning it all, and let's face it, we've already lost. Let's go back. We've already lost Baylor, who was the number 1 seed.
Kentucky.
We lost Kentucky, who's the number 2 seed.
Auburn,
a number 2 seed. Tennessee, a number 3 seed. Wisconsin, a number 3 seed.
Yep.
I think the 4s are all still alive. Arkansas, UCLA, Providence, and number 4 is Illinois got knocked out, but they lost to number 5, Houston. So that's not that big of an upset.
4 or 5, not that big an upset.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, it's been crazy. You want to go on to number 5? You kind of obviously number 5 seed got dumped early. Let me see who's left. Houston's the number 5. But I mean, right from the start, right from the get-go, Marty, in day 1, we had, number 12 beat a number 5. We had, like we said, St. Petersburg day 1. I mean, can you imagine the people that had Kentucky winning and all? They were out in day 1.
Yep.
And I'm in a bracket, I'm in a pool with like 20 people, and 2 people gone immediately.
Wow.
Gone. And, you know what, Marty, I'm hanging tough at like number 7. But I don't know that I can get enough points anymore to continue on with the win. So I have, let's see, Arizona beating Houston. I have Nova over, which, well, it's going to be Michigan, but I didn't have Michigan. I have Providence over Kansas. And then I had nothing left in the Midwest, but I'm going to say Iowa State as well. I'll go with Iowa State with you. I have Purdue left. On the other side there, I'll say Purdue over UCLA. And then I actually have Gonzaga and Duke.
No, it's Purdue against St. Pete.
Purdue against St. Pete.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the next round, my Elite 8. Because I don't have a whole lot left to choose, man. Like I said, I'm done. I have 8 teams.
I have St.
9 out of 16 teams left.
I have St. Pete over Purdue.
Yeah. Well,
That'll be a 15 beating a 3 after beating the 2.
You know what, Marty? It is just insane. I mean, I cannot believe how many upsets there has been. And but should we be surprised? No. Like you said, there was no, I don't even call anybody a super dominant male team in the men's bracket this year.
And really, I don't think there was a clear number 1 in the women's either, because South Carolina lost a few.
Yeah.
Lost a few games. I mean, if you look at the women's, all the number 1s, I mean, Louisville lost 3 or 4 games.
Okay.
South Carolina lost 3 or 4 games. Stanford supposedly is classified the true number 1 seed in the women's side.
Yeah.
And I like the way they set that up. So if it ends up 1 against 2 in the Final Four, after Stanford said she'll never play against UConn again, they'd have to play UConn.
Yeah, you were telling me that. Now, what's the deal there? Is it just because...
Because Katie Lou Samuelson, instead of following her sisters and go play at Stanford, she went to go play for Gino.
Okay.
And Vandermeer basically did the same thing that Pat Summitt did when Maya Moore from Georgia turned down Tennessee and came to UConn. I'm taking my basketball. I ain't playing with you no more.
Yeah, and that's too bad because Tennessee and UConn was such a great
And then now they're starting to play them again.
Yeah. No Pat Summitt, unfortunately.
Yeah, no Pat Summitt, unfortunately.
Right. So Stanford does not want to play UConn in the regular season ever again.
Well, won't say ever.
under current regime.
Won't say ever again.
Yeah.
It'll take a little push. I mean, and it'll be up to her to come begging Gino to put them back on the schedule, because Gino got everybody jumping at him right now for non-conference games.
Well, that's the bottom line too. Is and Gino wants his girls, his team to play the very best.
Right.
So he's not going to turn down any games.
Right. But I mean,
he doesn't either. He's always said that.
But he looks at Stanford, and right now, when it comes to looking at Stanford's non-conference schedule, it's a joke compared to South Carolina, Louisville.
Yeah.
UConn, Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, UConn, now being back in the Big East doesn't really matter much for the girls because they still whip up the Big East, right?
But Tennessee, they don't need Stanford.
Right.
Stanford needs all these schools now because now UConn, Tennessee are starting to get the rivalry going. South Carolina and UConn got a rivalry going.
Yeah.
Louisville
Yeah.
and UConn have the rivalry from being in the Big East together.
Right.
And then in the AAC for a little while before Louisville finally jumped over to the ACC.
Yeah, they were there for a little while as well. It's too bad because the AAC's got to be like, just losing UConn. You know what I mean? And basketball.
Yeah.
In football, it didn't matter. But the men's and the women's programs in basketball is a big hit for the AAC.
Well, really, on the women's side, I think it benefited the women.
Right.
Because now you have all those AAC teams on the women's side that get a chance to show their talents and can see them having a chance to win a conference title, win a conference championship, where they didn't have to keep on sitting there saying, "We got to play UConn twice,
Right.
3 times, maybe 3 times a year, and just get our butt whooped."
Right.
So
it's so true. You know what? Unfortunately, UConn did not have any competition in the AAC. They just didn't, right?
No.
Except for Louisville when Louisville was there those couple of years at first. So Marty, we get a breather here. Obviously, we got women's basketball today. When do they play again? Now they are in their round of 32 right now.
Yeah, they played. Part of them play tonight,
right,
and part of them play tomorrow night.
Okay.
And then they play Friday, Saturday. So they play Saturday. They play Saturday,
The
Sunday.
men will play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday again.
Yeah, and the women play Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
Because they're playing Sunday. No, they play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, because today will get them to the elite.
Okay.
The Sweet 16, and the Sweet 16 is 25th, which is Friday.
Okay. Well, listen, we are enjoying basketball, obviously, and I hope you are too. Thanks for watching. If you've been watching,
We still got a minute.
We still have 1 minute. Okay. All right, we're wrapping it up, Marty. Any last words?
Yes. Let's go Yankees.
Yeah. Baseball season is around the corner, and like I said, I will become a fan again, I'm sure, at some point. And we'll be talking Yankee baseball. But for now, it's basketball.
Yeah,
Enjoy
let's go.
your basketball.
Let's go UConn tonight. Knock off UCF again.
Yes, let's do that. And you know what? Thanks for watching. Marty Mad Dog Murphy. I'm Matt LaMadeleine. And thanks for watching and enjoy your sports, especially basketball.
After I checked the phone, it went dead again. It's a good thing nobody...